Hey traders, John Howell here today. Listen, I want to really give you some guidance on some really big things about my gold trade and why I got into gold, and some really big key components to my actual trading system and what I use to identify opportunities that could have potentially a really big move, right? So that's what I want to really share with you. I'm going to walk you through some really key tactics and strategies and techniques to really help you understand the markets a lot more, but also give you some really good tools and some things you can start to apply to your own trading today, so you can get a bit more understanding of what's going on in the markets right now and how to identify these opportunities. So let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video, because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty traders, so one thing I want to start off with is that one of the things is that we never know where the tops and bottoms are in markets. Okay, we never want to be able to. You never want to try to pick a top or try to pick a bottom in the markets, because that's a losing strategy. Okay, what I'm all about is I'm all about capitalizing on the bulk of the move in the markets. Now, there's two sides of the coin when it comes to my gold trade, and I want to share this with you, especially when it comes to the entries and then also the exits, and some things that's really helped me understand these markets a lot more and really give you some guidance around how to identify these potential moves that could have potentially a lot more of a really good move, right? A high probability of a move. So let's actually get into the markets here. By the way, traders, as I'm doing this recording, have you seen what's happened with the crypto market? Look at the crypto market today. A bit of a side note, crypto market is absolutely getting destroyed right now. Ethereum, as I'm doing this recording right now, we're actually getting XRP is getting destroyed as well too. This is where, guys, I'm telling you right now, so many people were focused on the crypto market, right, for the last, look at this here, for the last couple of months, and that last couple of months, anyway, gold and silver has been the place to be. But as you probably guys know, let me go back to gold here for a minute. As you probably know, that I am expecting a bit of a drop in the markets when it comes to gold there, but we'll see. I don't know. Either way, guys, I've made a nice profit with my trade, but I want to share some things with you to really help you out. Now, when I'm trading myself, okay, this is going to be I'm going to go into a bit more techniques here, but one thing I'm going to be teaching you here, guys, is a lot of how to understand and read markets, not indicators. Now, a caveat on that, I'm going to teach you how to use one moving average and what the moving average actually means, okay? Just one simple moving average on a chart can really, that combined with identification of what's happening with markets, you can really start to build up from here, okay? So I'm really excited. There's so many things I want to share with you today. But one of the things that I'm always doing, guys, okay, for me personally, whenever I'm trading the stock market, okay, I'm always utilizing two time frames. I'm utilizing the daily charts, and I'm utilizing the daily charts to pinpoint my entry point. Okay, to pinpoint my entry point. And I'll give you, and I'll walk you through some things that's going to really help you out. Plus, also, I've got a lot of screenshots here that I want to I've got heaps and heaps of screenshots that I want to share with you of what I'm looking at and so on and so forth. But the first thing I want to share with you guys is the power of utilizing the weekly charts. Now, here's the big thing. For me personally, I like to trade the daily charts. Okay. Now, when it comes to what I mean by trade the daily charts, what I'm looking for myself is I'm always trying to utilize, just like gold, how can I utilize the daily charts for entries that is setting up to have a potential good move? Now, excuse me. Now, when I say potential big move, what I mean by that is that we never know how things are going to play out, right? No one can predict. Like, I didn't know gold was going to make this big of a move. All I can do is that the setup is showing me that we're likely to have a big move, and then I can use good management techniques to help me stay in and so on and so forth. And again, I'm going to share with you when it comes to good exit management techniques that are utilized to help me stay in gold, and why I got out of gold now, and instead of a few weeks ago when we were just going sideways. I'm going to share something with you in just a minute, okay? But I'm trying to utilize helping you get in at good times first, right? Exit is second. Exit is second. There you go. Exit is the secondary thing, right? If you don't get in at good times, who cares about the exit? Like John, I'm having problem finding good exit points. So the first thing one of the big things that I was saying there, guys, is that utilizing two time frames, okay? Two different time frames in the markets. Now, what do I mean by that? It means that whenever I'm trading the daily charts, right, I'm looking for an entry on the daily charts to hold for a couple of days, for a week, and in some cases for a month or more, just like gold. I need to understand what's happening on the weekly charts. Big, right? So you can see on the screen right now. Look at what we're looking at on the screen right now. We're looking at two different time frames. To the right is the daily charts, and to the left is the weekly charts, right? Once you start to understand these powerful things, you start to get a good understanding of what's happening here, okay? So there's on the weekly charts here, guys, there's always different patterns that I'm looking for. And when I start to see these patterns, I start to get a good understanding of what's happening with the markets, okay? So let me walk you through this here. So if I bring up this weekly chart, I'm just gonna blow up this weekly chart here. All right, so this is the weekly chart. And I want to share something with you, okay? Whenever we start to get what I call the L-shaped pattern, you probably heard me talk about this in the past, but whenever we start to get the L-shaped type of a pattern, I noticed that has actually had a high probability of having a continuation. It's one of the things I use to have exit strategies with gold. But here's the thing. If we start to see the markets doing this, right? If the market goes up strong like that and down strong like that, then I'm not sure who is more dominant out of these markets, out of this process here, right? So just bear with me for it, right? Because I'm going to start to layer this in a minute just by looking at the weekly chart and why gold was such a big move. Because then you can start to utilize this for your own trading, right? Moving forward, try to identification of potential big moves. So the first thing I did notice when I was watching gold for the start of the first 2 months of this year, and I didn't really mention this on YouTube, but I'm mentioning it now. It's something I was talking to my private clients all the time. And now you're going a bit deeper is I'm trying to see one side more dominant than the other side, right? If the buyers go strong up and sellers go strong down, guess what that is? I'm not too sure, right? Well, I'm not too sure who's more dominant in that market, right? So I just don't know. But if we start to get something like this, right, when the market, if we're looking at legs, okay, so this is a strong leg down. If that's strong, if the market does something like that on an overall basis, what does that mean? It means what? The sellers are weak. What does that actually mean? Well, if the sellers were weak here and we actually had something like this going on, we had a very strong move up, there's a high probability that the sellers are likely to lose control and the buyers are likely to kick back in again. All right. So I'm looking at what the market is actually telling me. Who's more dominant in the markets? And as you can see here, I was talking with someone yesterday, and you may be John, you actually may be watching this video right now, John. And I'm really grateful, man. You're obviously joining my coaching program and stuff like that, and so I'm really excited to be able to coach you now for part of the inner circle. But the big thing is that even John was saying John's been spending a lot of time looking at indicators, and one of the best things that I understand is how do I actually identify these patterns here, right? And so if we have a strong move up through here, okay, so a strong move up, and then we have a weak we're not getting strong and selling down, but we're getting sort of that sort of movement through there. It shows me that the buyers are strong, the sellers are weak. So who's winning out of that match? I've got to sneeze. So who's winning out of that match? If that was a UFC match, right, or boxing match, I'm a boxer. I do boxing training and Muay Thai training and stuff like that, right? And obviously weight training, right? But if this is a boxing match, a UFC match, right? Ding ding, right? Who would be winning out of this match? If this was the buyers through here and the sellers through here, who would be winning? Obviously the buyers, right? So I want to be on the side of who's more dominant. There's a big thing here, okay? Big thing. As I'm starting to layer this here for a minute. Again, guys, like when it comes down to this actual strategy that I use, I'm trying to layer this as much as I can, but I have a full complete coaching program that walks you through step by step by step all of the things I'm talking about here. Not only that, but that's the reason why I do weekly coaching and also daily live coaching as well too, and live trading to show people what I'm looking for to really help you with this sort of stuff. If you're interested in that, guys, I've got one spot left open because John's actually taken that last spot. So really, really, really proud of you, John. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. So I've opened up, as you know, I opened up 2 spots. I've only got 1 spot left open, guys. I'm taking applications now, and I'll be calling people throughout the week. And then out of those people who I speak with, I'll be picking one person who I'm happy to work with, and then I'm going to shut it down for good. So if you do really need some help, guys, then that second link in the description there, guys, go click on that, and I'll be able to help you out. So, but if you don't want to invest any money or any really good money into any education, then at least that first link in the description there, guys, is a free trading course I'm giving away. Just get the free help, okay? Because I teach you my trading system. So let's have a look at this here. So one of the things that I'm always looking at here is this. So I'm starting to build this process, right? So firstly, if I see strong move up and we get something like that there's actually a really good probability that we're likely to get this leg of, this sort of leg up here, okay? It's called the L-shaped pattern. The L-shaped pattern's like this here, or the upside down L-shaped pattern. So the first thing I do say is by looking at gold, one thing I was noticing on gold at the time of this trade, and again, now you're starting to get a bit more insight to the reasons why I was so excited about gold, was because we're getting the pattern, right? We're getting that pattern. And what is that? We're getting the L-shaped pattern, aren't we? So let's hide the drawings here for a minute. What were we getting? Look at this here, up. You see the L-shaped pattern there. Now, again, this is a weekly chart. So the reason why for the first few months, I was saying, guys, this is shaping up now to actually get a very strong, we could be getting ready for a big move to the upside here. Get ready, right? Now, no one definitely knows it's going to happen, but this was the very first sign because I saw this type of a pattern on the weekly charts. And when you get this type of a pattern on the weekly charts, we tend to get quite a nice move. Instead of just a couple of day move on the daily charts, we get to quite a nice move. Now, again, guys, I didn't know how big of the move gold was going to be. No one does. All I can do is try to get in on the setups. That's like I can have good moves. So if I see this here, my idea is I'm trying to get in somewhere around about here on the daily charts. So as the weekly chart kicks back in, guess what? I'm getting in on the daily charts like an early entry, okay? But again, guys, this is just one technique on the daily charts. But also one technique on the weekly charts that I look for to show me what's going on here, okay? So that's the first thing. It's the L-shaped pattern there. Because look at this here, right? Look at this. So we had what? We had strong move up, strong move down, right? Strong move up, strong move down, strong move up, strong move down. So we didn't really get a good L-shaped pattern through his time, did we? So now you're starting to get a bit more insights about what I was looking for, okay? So people's like, John, how did you call gold? I'm trying to give you just one of the techniques that I used to help me identify that gold is likely to have a big move once it does break out, okay? And so the first thing here is, then we had what? Up. And then we had what? Down. No L-shaped pattern through here. No L-shaped pattern, no L-shaped pattern, no, it's more like a V pattern, right? This is more like a V pattern. Look at this here. Up, V, V, L, right? L, right? We were looking for the top of an L-shaped pattern. With me so far, right? So is it okay if I go a bit more advanced on you here? As you can see, what am I using here? The charts. This is why it's so important that when we become a master of the markets, something simple as this, we start to get a bit of, look what's happening, right? So that was the first thing that I saw with gold. The second thing I saw with gold is that I realized that there are many times in the past when we have a channel. This actually, and one of the really big things back in 2016 when Trump was first elected from the election, I really started to analyze this type of a pattern. And what is that? This type of a pattern is when the markets here, and I'll try to zoom in on this chart here, right? This is a screenshot here to the left. It's when, this is the Dow Jones 2016, right? This is the pattern here, right? So I'm overlaying this from a weekly chart. Now you know why the daily chart had such a big move, all right? So look at this here. So not only were we getting the L-shaped pattern, but where was the L-shaped pattern? This is where it's so powerful. This is why I was so confident to call this on YouTube, right? Where was the L-shaped pattern? The L-shaped pattern was where? Now again, this is when I started really analyzing this type of a pattern right? Not only the L-shaped pattern, but where's the L-shaped pattern form in the markets? Now we're going another level deeper, right? This is where the rubber hits the road. So 2016, as you know, 2017 is when Trump was elected. This week right here was when Trump was elected. Okay, Trump was elected, bam, and the market had we all know when Trump was elected, we had a 12-month big move in the markets. But what were the charts telling me? Right? Not fundamentals. Who gives a shit about fundamentals, right? I'm a trader of the markets. I'm looking to make money now for this week or, for this month. But one thing I do notice is that whenever we start to identify a channel there and there, whenever we're in a channel, then we're range bound, right? No one's really in control. But what can happen is that we start to get a bit of a breakout to the upside, and we start to get the L-shaped pattern here, right? So we have, not only is it resistance, and resistance through here, and then becomes support through here, but we also get what? The L-shaped pattern. It's not just resistance becomes support, it's resistance a lot of times, then goes up, creates the L-shaped pattern at that level at support. Now I'm going a level deeper here, right? Now you can understand the reasons why I'm trying to explain the L-shaped pattern first, and what it actually means to the markets, right? And then you have what? Then you have the moving average coming up. But I'll get to that in a minute. So now, if I go to my weekly charts and bring on do you see what I see through there? Right? Look at this. This here was what? We got the L-shaped pattern up, the L-shaped pattern, but where was it? Resistance. We had all this resistance through here and all this resistance through here. So then it came up, all this. Now this is gold here, right? Now remember, this chart here is 2016, 2017. This is where, guys, when you start to identify these big, massive, powerful patterns that take many months and sometimes years to unfold, oh my goodness, now you can start to identify these big moves that come, right? Like there's one setup, there's one stock right now that's been setting up, and it's been building now for the last 4 months. Once that confirms, oh my goodness, another beautiful trade for me and my private clients. And for you guys that are my private clients, you know exactly what that stock is. Please, my private clients, if you are watching this, do not mention that stock in the comment section below, okay? Because you guys pay really good money. That's the reason why you guys get all these other amazing trades. But for you guys on YouTube, I'm trying to share with you guys some stuff so you can actually, when you start to do the work yourself, you can start to identify this stuff, right? Now, here's the big thing here. So we see this pattern here, right? So I'm just, whatever, it doesn't matter, right? All markets operate the same way. Crypto markets, stock markets, why is crypto dropping now? Once you start to really understand all these sort of things, guys, I can teach you so much about these markets, right? What I'm teaching right now is probably just about 5% of what I can teach you about the markets, the charts, right? And this is where when you start to really understand this, it's like, oh my goodness, you start to see this all come together to one powerful thing by utilizing one moving average, and you actually start to see big moves coming. Just like I saw with gold, right? And this is the reason why here. Resistance. Now look at this here. So this is one of the reasons here, not only were we getting the L-shaped pattern, right? But we're getting the L-shaped pattern at what? At the big massive that took, look at this here. This whole thing took years to unfold. And then what? And at the very end, we got a breakup and we got the L-shaped pattern. Now, I'm going to go to another level up now. Another level up or down. Up or down. What is that? Deeper, right? So the first level was what? L-shape. Now again, guys, I'm looking at the weekly chart. Why is this so powerful? Because when you see these big things, when you see these things set up on the weekly charts, then now we can look for a daily chart for an early entry to capitalize on this big move, which I did, right? Is it okay if I continue on here, right? So this is the reason why I was so excited about gold, because I saw this thing unfolding for weeks and weeks and weeks. I'm like, guys, this thing's unfolding. Now you're starting to see a bit more understanding. Firstly, it was the L-shaped pattern. And the L-shaped pattern, which means we've got strong buyers and then a weak selling, which means we're likely to get strong buyers soon. Not only that, but where actually was the L-shaped pattern at the time. Then on top of all of that, one thing we do see is that now I'm going to go to another level deeper. It's about actually understanding trend analysis. All right. Again, guys, I'm just talking about the weekly charts here. I could teach you guys so much. If you guys do need some help, guys, fill out that application. And if you are a good fit for the coaching program, I promise you, I'll set you straight. Because then you'll be able to start, when you start to really learn this over a good 3 to 6 months or more of my coaching, and you really see this, and you really start to get this, oh my goodness, you start to see these trades for yourself. And that's when power comes into it. That's when the true power. Anyway, so trend analysis, okay? We have a couple of different things in the markets here. And one of the big things is we have a trend, but not strong trend, and then we have strong trend, okay? Hear me out. So we could have like higher low, higher low, higher low. So this is higher lows equals upward trend. No dirt, John. Now, well, no dirt, John. Let's now take it to one level. Is it a strong trend or is it a weak trend? So guys, I'm laying this down for you guys, okay? I'm just, I'm really going deep on you here, okay? So is it a strong trend or is it a weak trend? Now, what is a strong trend? A weak trend? If we have a move up like this, and we have a move up, right, like this, and this from here, if this point right here is roughly what, 50 to 60% level, right? What can happen a lot of the times is that the market may come down to here and then bounce. We actually got a low, and we've got actually even a slight higher low, right? So the buyers are still in control here. The market's still stair-stepping higher, all right? But this is what's called weak trend. I don't want a weak trend. I want a strong trend, right? So what is a strong trend? Well, a strong trend is what? A strong trend is when the market does this, right? When the market rallies up, higher low, and then guess what? And then it rallies, and we have this 50% level through here, and then it rallies down 50% or less, and then continues up. All right, so now I'm going through another level deeper for you here, okay? Another level deeper. What that means, there's strong trend. There's a strong momentum in the buying action. So not only are we looking at the L-shaped pattern and what that means, not only are we seeing where the L-shaped pattern is forming, what that means, not only are we now looking at it from the weekly chart from a big picture perspective, but now we're looking at, okay, with the L-shaped pattern and where that's forming, is it actually strong trend? Right? Is it strong trend? But what does that mean though? Strong trend means 50%, a retracement is 50% or less before that. And so as you can see here, if I bring up this point right here, the reason why I was focusing on gold right here is because I knew if we got an up candle like that, what does that actually mean here? That means what? Fibonacci level from low to high. Look at this here. Look what happened. I'm zooming right in here. All right, let me take the moving average off the screen here for a minute, because I'm going to get to the moving average now. I tell you what, guys, oh man, I can teach you guys so much. That's the reason why I have like an intensive coaching program that really focuses on the markets, right? See how I'm focusing on the charts alone? There's so much power in the markets. And when you start to understand these things, oh my goodness, guys, it opens up. Right now, it's not easy, right? It does take time. That's why my coaching program, lasts for a good 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, right? It's an intensive, it's intensive, right? But if you can really focus in on this main powerful stuff, you start to see this thing set up, and oh my goodness, everything starts to become not confused. You start to see these setups coming, and then you start to get ready for it, right? Look at this here. So from the low to the high point, guess what? Where did gold come down to? Gold come down to where? Here. That was actually that point down through there. And that's where gold was right there. It came down to what? 50% or less. So this is the 50% level. I didn't quite get to the 50% level, right? Just below it. So that's 50% or less. So I saw we had a strong move up and this sideways movement, L-shaped pattern or upside down L-shaped pattern. I saw it was at this level through here, which in the past was strong resistance and now becoming support. And then now I'm seeing the buyers are coming in here a lot stronger at the 50% or less, which now means strong trend. L-shaped pattern through there at a strong level of resistance, and also 50% or less strong trend. We have such strong momentum in the markets there. You see what I'm looking at there? Can I add another reason why I was so excited about this level here? Can I add one more reason, right? Again, guys, when you start to understand the markets,
you start to read these things. Okay, where's, what's happening right now? Where's the L-shaped pattern? Is it a strong trend or is it a weak trend? What does it mean, right? And this is the reason why I was so excited about gold, because we're getting the L-shaped pattern. We're getting some strong trend now. That means we've got strong buyers, right? And this pullback is now weak, boom, before the buyers take control. You see how I'm overlaying this here, right? Oh, guys, I'm just getting started. Ask my private clients, right? Ask any of my clients right now who actually are with me every day, because I have a level in my coaching where you can actually see my trades every day. And then when the market closes, I spend half an hour, sometimes up to an hour, doing exactly what I'm doing for you right now, right? Just going through these techniques and overlaying. Anyway, so we see that through there. Now, can I give you one more? All right, one more. Now, one more is this. I use a 24 moving average on the weekly charts. And one thing I have noticed is that whenever we start to get a strong moving average, let me take off the trend, let me take off the lines through here now. Whenever we start to get a strong 24 moving average with the L-shaped pattern, the power becomes, oh my goodness, we're getting ready for another move up. Again, guys, nothing works 100% of the time, but if we want to start to increase your success rate massively, now we're starting to do, right? So at this time here, what was I looking at? Not only was I looking at everything I've talked about so far, but now look what I was doing. We had a strong move up. We had the L-shaped pattern at what? See how strong that moving average is through there? Look how strong that was. And again, this level through here was that support resistance level. This level here, right here. So we had the L-shaped pattern at this strong level of major resistance now becoming support. We had the 50% Fibonacci level. See what I'm doing, guys? I'm overlaying this. Right, overlaying. What? What's on the markets? There's nothing to do with the stochastics to RSI. And then on top of all of that, I started to see we had this 24 moving average start to come up through there. That means we had this. I like to use the moving average like a momentum indicator, right? And now we had this strong momentum kicking in, and I'm like, guys, this is the weekly chart here. And so this is one of the reasons. These are some of the reasons why, guys, I was getting excited for that. And then that's the reason why we had what? We had such a big move, because this is what we're seeing on the weekly charts. And these things do set up, guys, right? These things do set up. And the thing is, guys, look at this. If I go back to this screenshot here, right, and I zoom out through here, let me just go to, see this screenshot here? This is actually what I was setting for my private clients through the first half of this year, right? You can actually see this is gold here on the right, but what happened with gold after this chart? That's what happened with gold, right? Took off like a rocket. So this is, I haven't actually shared this on YouTube, but I'm sharing with you now, and this is what I do for my clients. I get my clients ready. I'm like, guys, get ready. And what was I doing? I was saying, look, the exact same pattern that happened on the Dow Jones, resistance 1, 2, 3, resistance 1, 2, 3. Then we had the L-shaped pattern, which became support. We had the L-shaped pattern, which became support. And that's what we end up getting. So at this point in time here, we didn't actually get we actually didn't get the up move from here. I was saying to my private clients, if we get some sort of pick up through here, just like we did through here, that's gonna set us up into a really, really, really nice move to the upside, right? So here are some things, guys, that I utilize when I'm getting into this. When I'm getting into trades, I can teach you so much about this. This video has gone now for almost half an hour, but I'm repeating myself a few times, guys, but I'm trying to go deep into some of these things here, the shared reasons. One of the reasons why I was able to capture such a big move, when it comes to the actual gold chart, right? And then, so this is more like the entry techniques. Again, these techniques I use is what I use. And again, I have a complete checklist, right? When it comes down, I have 5 rules on my checklist that I'm utilizing. And rule number 5 is just what? The weekly charts, right? Rule number 5 is the weekly charts. The weekly charts is what? I'm just showing you what rule number 5 is, right? When you start to overlay all the rules together, guys, you can't beat it. You can't beat it, right? All the rules are, the first 4 rules are for the daily charts, because I like to get in on the daily charts for the entry. And then rule number 5 is what's happening on the weekly charts. And when you start to really understand the weekly charts, guys, it is just incredible. It's amazing. It's powerful, and it really helps you identify some really good trading opportunities. Now, as you know, I just recently got out of gold. Is this going to be the top in gold, or is gold going to start to make another big move up? I don't really care, right? All I do know is what's happening right now. And what I do know right now is I'm out of this trade with a really nice significant profit on both my futures position and also my options trade. It doesn't matter what happens next, right? Guess why? Because now this trade is done and dusted. Now what am I doing? The exact same techniques I'm utilizing right now. I'm going and guess what? I'm scanning now all the individual stocks. And guess what I'm waiting for? The exact same things I'm talking about right now. Again, this is actually in a step-by-step checklist format. And this is the reason why, guys, my trading system is so powerful and massively high probability and successful, is because these setups don't come around that often, but when they do, you can really get a huge increase in your account by just by utilizing this one trade here. Now, traders, the thing I'm trying to share with you is that if you had $10,000 on an option trade, right? I had a lot more than that myself on the option trade, but if you had $10,000 on this trade here, utilizing this was about it was roughly about a 300% increase in the markets, right? By utilizing this. All I'm trying to say here, guys, is that if you just took 4 trades in total, like gold, only utilizing $10,000 in options, then you'd be making over 6 figures a year. I want you to let that sink in. I want you to let that sink in for a minute, right? What if you started doing $20,000 positions and so on and so forth? Now, I'm talking big numbers here, guys, but I'm trying to share with you that most of you guys that are trying to make 6 figures a year, trying to trade 100 times a year to try to get that 6 figures. Well, what am I doing? Not 6, but 7 figures, right? And utilizing really high probability trading systems and have the ability and the confidence to put a little bit more risk on your account because you utilize this sort of thing here. So there we go, traders. I hope this helps you out. Again, I could talk about so much more about this sort of stuff here, guys, but this video is now gone for half an hour. But I really wanted to share some things that I look for, guys, in this here. And I want to just and these when these setups do happen, like there was a trade that we took at the start of the AMWD. This is a trade that we did last year, me and my clients. And this is the weekly chart setup here. See the weekly chart setup? What's this weekly chart setup? Now this weekly chart setup is what? It's the L-shaped type of a pattern with what? With a strong, see the strong moving average? So what do you think me and my clients, when I identified this last year, late last year, what do you think me and my clients are doing right here? And guess what? A very nice move to the upside, right? Now, we didn't capture all the move, but we actually caught a really nice trade here, right? Really nice high probability trade. So this is just one of the stock that's on top of my mind right now that I'm trying to share with you that when you start to get this beautiful L-shaped pattern with a strong moving average behind it, and on top of that, guess what also we had, right? Look at this here. From the low point to the high point, what did we have? We had what? That's the 50%. That's the 50% line through there, isn't it? Look what happened. 50% or less, and then a really big move to the upside. So 50% or less means strong trend, L-shaped pattern, which means buyers are more in control. 24 moving average means there's a lot of strong momentum. This is weekly chart here, guys, right? This is what's on a weekly chart. So what's happening, and then we'll likely get a follow through for the next few weeks. And then we can start to get in, have like an early entry on the daily chart. So anyway, traders, hope this helped you out. If you really do need some help, guys, with this thing, I hope you can see that when you start to really understand these techniques, guys, you really your growth and your progress in your trading will supercharge. I promise you guys. Spend 6 weeks with me, and you'll make more progress in 6 weeks time frame by spending every day with me when the market's open for 6 weeks than you have in the last 6 years. And if you'd like that, then fill out that application form, guys. I'm going through all the applications to fill this last spot for this week coming up, and I will speak to you real soon.